that as far as this election is concerned, when people are saying aayega to Modi hi 400 plus.
Firstly, the slogan is not a cock and bull. See, you got to take, these guys are all playing mahal banana hai. I'm here because I think it's time for us to realize we have also committed some mistakes. If I say nothing happened in Sandeshkhali, I would be lying.
They are saying, why is TMC talking about democracy? Look at how democracy is completely finished in Bengal, and look at how authoritarian it is in Bengal.
The Prime Minister of India, who the hell does he think he is? Has he been to Manipur? 4 out of every 10 graduates are unemployed. National household savings are the lowest they've been in 50 years.
There's always been political violence in Bengal. Bengal is highest political violence. That is why 7 phase.
Bullshit federalism. They acknowledge that Derek O'Brien क्या बोला? बच्चा program देख रहा है Bonvita. ये Bonvita quiz नहीं है. BULLSH1T media, BULLSH1T federalism, BULLSH1T Modi guarantee.
Are you admitting to that fact that there has been a plethora of these scams that have come out? The job scam, the teacher scam, the education scam.
All the people in high constitutional posts, how do they sleep at night?
Have this whole reportage that is happening in the national media that look what happened to the NIA when it went into West Bengal. Look at the stones that were pelted at them.
Enough. I will not go to Aaj Tak. I will not go to Ambani's, the CNN channels spewing hate.
Welcome to this very special edition of Deshbhakt Conversations. We have with us today Derek O'Brien, a man who is known to be very, very vocal as far as the opposition is concerned, and amongst the very few people who are actually asking questions that needed to be asked. Derek, first and foremost, thanks for joining us here because, and I'll say it right at the beginning, it seems that not only the ruling party, but many of the opposition leaders also want very comfortable questions or pliable people who will only ask very aam kaise khate hain sort of questions. So thank you so much for agreeing at a no holds barred interview, no questions dikha do, no tell me where is the flow going. So appreciate that.
Cool.
And also a little bit of a warning. All the questions that I have for you are from our member base.
Nice.
Do not blame me if there are some questions that might sound out of the way or a little direct. Having said that, let's start with the national politics before we go into the whole Bengal politics, because I think there is a lot happening. And the reason why Bengal is also very important, we need to delve into that. Of course, all the Sandeshkhalis of the world also will discuss. But first, the national politics. You have just come out of the Delhi police station, Mandir Marg police station, if I'm not wrong. What was that all about? Just take us through.
I'm certainly going to tell you about the Mandir Marg police station incident. But if I may first, thanks for having me on your show.
Pleasure.
And the point you make about opposition MPs and others don't like to come on these shows. No, BJP you can understand. The Prime Minister of India, who the hell does he think he is? He hasn't done a press conference for 10 years. So that's where the problem is. That's one. Okay. Second, where is the problem? Why should opposition or MPs from opposition parties go to channels, channels, I'm talking primarily of television channels, which are so brazenly biased? Why should we go there to give them credibility? So we got that out of the way.
Okay.
Now, to your point about
what is this going to the police station?
Police station.
And not wanting to come out, apparently.
No. See, that's the spin from the... It is, we went to the election commission. Why did we go to the election commission? Because we had solid evidence to show BJP functionaries in Bengal. Video evidence, audio evidence, actual evidence showing that the BJP functionaries are going to meet the NIA people at their residence. That's why we went to complain. By the way, that NIA superintendent or whatever has been removed. That's how serious it was. That's the issue. What did we go there to the election commission for? To say that there's been a tornado, to open up on the, you have to break the rules of the model code of conduct. We requested them on humanitarian grounds so those houses could be rebuilt. That's the two reasons we went. And to ask for the NIA, CBI, ED and IT chiefs to be removed. Why to be removed? We want a level playing field. Who can ensure this? The Election Commission. Okay? We went there. This is the third time we're going there. Then we came out and we sat on a dharna. Normally what the police do, they'll say, listen, sit there for 1 hour, sit there for 45 minutes, and then we'll pick you up. This was like immediate. I don't need to say anything more on your program. You saw those videos. You saw those videos. I mean, lucky none of us got like seriously hurt. We did get some minor injuries, but that's not. Then what happens? You're pushed in, you've got those videos, you're pushed into the van, and then they take you where? Mandir Marg police station.
Okay.
That's the catch. From Mandir Marg police station, one of my colleagues, Lady MPs Dola Sen, she got picked up in another bus. So we said we will not. She comes into our bus. Then we are taken, we don't know where, to an undisclosed destination, not Parliament Street also. Some police station, none of us are from Delhi, so I don't know the name of the police station, which is 1.5 hours away, they tell us. That's the time around Connaught Place. My colleagues and I started making noise saying, you're kidnapping us, where are you taking us? This is illegal detention. After we made all the noise, finally we drove for about a couple of kilometers and they stopped the bus because they got some telephone calls from the seniors, stopped it for an hour. We negotiated with them to take us back to Mandir Marg. So where were we from 5:30 to about 7 o'clock or 5:45 till about 7 o'clock? We don't know. I mean, I certainly don't know. I went to school here for 2 years. Somewhere in the Connaught Place area where, if we go from the back, these are members of parliament. Then they took us to the police station. I don't want to get into all these little details, but this is who are we talking about? We're talking about members of parliament. There they tell us at 1 o'clock in the morning, this case, that case, you are freed. What do you mean freed? Where is the freedom? There's no freedom.
Okay.
There are 3 lady members of parliament, 7 of us. So we said we stayed there. We stayed there. And we did a dharna. We continued with our 24-hour dharna outside. What was absolutely crazy, this is a police station. Can you imagine 2 of my colleagues, we were all there all night, 2 of my colleagues, we sent them out for 2 hours. We said, go, freshen up and get us some food back. When they came back, they weren't allowed in. Nadimul Haq and Sagarika Ghosh were not allowed back into the police station. What is going on? This is just one little incident. The picture, it's a much bigger picture. Why are we talking about Mandir Marg? Look at Parliament. Look at the State Bank of India, who can't find electoral bonds.
Sure.
Look at Parliament, look at State Bank of India, look at the agencies. These are great institutions.
We are, of course, coming to all of those questions and tons of those questions
Can I
as well.
start with the coffee?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And at some point also I suppose the cake is a real one. It's not.
Yes.
It's not decorative.
No, not at all. Absolutely, we can.
So we can. Then they'll say the politician got bribed by the host.
Food is a good bribe. I mean,
I know the food is safe here.
So let's say that there is this side of the story that you are opposing, the kind of hobnobbing that is happening. On the other side of the spectrum, you have this whole reportage that is happening in the national media that look what happened to the NIA when it went into West Bengal. Look at the stones that were pelted at them. This is the state of law and order at West Bengal. The NIA was blocked. What do you say to that then?
One, these were all sent by Modi and Shah. These cases are from 2022. These are against our workers. What were they doing for the last 22 months? At one level you have Arvind Kejriwal, at another level you have Hemant Soren and top level leaders. And the same thing happening at the lower levels. Why did they go there at 3 o'clock in the morning? Did they inform the local police? Why were the women of the area, why did they knock on doors? These are serious issues. And that's why we're asking, and I don't want to blame the superintendent there or the lackey there. This is what is happening at the highest levels of government. Before you ask me, I will tell you what happened in Sandesh Khali. What happened in Sandesh Khali? Sandesh Khali, Trinamool is not we know it all. No. Sandesh Khali, there was in one block. there was an issue about land being used in a very irregular way. We can address that in the blog. No matter what I say in your interview here, eventually what will happen? Check the result of Sandesh Khali, which is part of the Boshirhat parliamentary constituency. The BJP will be wiped out. Nothing happened. If I say nothing happened in Sandesh Khali, I would be lying. If I say something did happen in Sandesh Khali, to be land. Just, there's a theory. BJP can't put their theory into practice. They want women in Bengal to vote for them. That's not going to happen. So they spun this narrative.
So I'm just asking you this question because I made an episode also on Sandesh Khali. It seemed that there was a lot of course, if you want to call it that way, is a kind of media coverage that was given, whether it was planned or not. But I did see a little bit of a similarity between what happened in Nondigram and Shingur.
Oh, my.
Let me finish. In terms of the media play, that there was disrepute that was brought in, and the same sort of play was almost there. But what I saw as far as Nondigram and Shingur is the left had stuck to its ground. They did not yield. While in Sandesh Khali, I see that there was a different damage control that was done. Sheikh Shah Jahan was ultimately he was arrested. Do you not see that there is a reputational question mark from Sandesh Khali? Whether or not what the facts are on the ground, I'm talking about perception.
What happened to the left after Nondigram and Shingur?
Correct, wiped out.
Wait till the 4th of June. I will tell you on your program, if we win Boshirhat by 50,000 or 1 lakh votes, I will be very, very disappointed. This is a dangerous ploy of even, it's an insult to the great movements of Shingur and Nondigram led by Mamata Banerjee to even mention Sandesh Khali. Far away from it. And what is the action a political party can take? You mentioned the name of somebody. Shah Jahan was thrown out for 6 years. Where's Brij Bhushan Singh? I'm not doing whataboutery.
Yeah.
Look who are the people. Do you know, as we speak, day before yesterday, if I tell you, you guys are big on YouTube, find the video. A BJP candidate from Malda goes and kisses a woman.
Yes. That video is deleted.
The kind of misogyny which is happening, and I'm not giving you big talk now in April or May. You please wait. And what is the action? What is the action we've taken on corruption? 2-3 people we have taken, and whoever they are, Partho Chatterjee was a very senior minister. He's been expelled from the party, and 1 or 2 others. Who are the last people to talk about women? BJP. Who are the last people to talk about corruption? BJP. I don't need to give you those same names. Why should I even give those people, why should I even mention their names? But you know, from the Chief Minister of Assam to Ajit Pawar to Praful Patel, there's a whole lot. We take this, we are beginning to use the washing machine lightly, as an analogy. It's not. It's a very serious analogy. The guy who is now the leader of the opposition now in Bengal, Adhikari Private Limited, that's a very serious issue on corruption. Electoral bonds is another very serious issue, because electoral bonds as a concept you can debate, but you cannot use ED, CBI and then, do that stick and carrot, And the other issue is about women. This is the worst track record of women. The BJP cannot spin this. This is a very, very serious issue. Hathras and so many other incidents. And look at the BJP's track record on women. Why they only gave 15% women Lok Sabha tickets? Why they brought the women's reservation bill? Who are they trying to fool? They brought this women's reservation bill. It's a con. My party will tell you it's a con. So, see, this is a very dangerous. The reason I'm sitting here, and the coffee is good, I think your wife made the coffee, thanks. But the reason I'm sitting here, not in a television studio, and not doing such an interview, I'm here because I think it's time for us to realize we have also committed some mistakes. And when I say we, I speak not only on my behalf, I think a lot of the politicians. We have to make a distinction between the amplification of our message. no use wasting time on the legacy media. I refuse to call them the mainstream media. There's no use wasting time. They have to be not only distanced, they have to be tucked away. And I will come to the home of Ravish or of Akash or of whoever else is doing these kind of shows to be interviewed. You invited me here and I came because we have to realize, because the media, they are the legacy media, and don't blame the reporters. I can tell you, and I don't want to sound condescending, it takes a lot of spunk to do what these platforms are doing. And the only way, the elections will come, the elections will go in 2024. But the only way the political parties have to be united is to say, enough. I will not go to Aaj Tak. I will not go to Ambani's, the CNN channels spewing hate. Or that matter, all. But there are still some solid platforms. There are some solid newspapers like the Hindu and a few others. That's where we have to be, because this fight is not only in parliament, it is also in the media.
When you said that, BJP can't spin this, I'm a little doubtful of that, because they can spin anything in terms of narrative, whether be it West Bengal or Sandesh Khali or anything. You are saying that you're going to go to digital organizations and give interviews, but I see opposition leaders time and again behave, and I'm sorry to use the word, arrogantly as far as digital media is concerned. Why is it so that the opposition hasn't understood the importance of digital? They still continue to believe in legacy media 10 years after 2014 has happened.
A fair question. I think it's a fair question. I think it's an absolutely fair question. I can only tell you what Trinamool. Abhishek Banerjee is a member of parliament. He's a national general secretary. After the elections, just before the elections were announced, obviously everyone's looking for that first big interview. Who did he give the interview to? Did he give it to Anandabazar Patrika or Bartaman? They are big papers. Guess where he did? He gave it to a digital platform. He gave it to ABP Digital. That's the way. We have to walk the talk. And I really, Trinamool, we're doing other stuff fighting BJP, but we want to actually, as a political party, evangelize. Akash, you're doing an interview with me. I have not asked you for one single question. You ask me what you want, who you want, flow, nothing. You ask me what you want and I'll answer. So you also have to understand sometimes, like a party like the Congress, been around for over 100 years.
Yeah.
Also, you have to see that when you go there, the way the anchors, the way the channel, it's not about anchors. People make a mistake. It's not about anchors, it's not about reporters, it's not about producers. It's about the media owners. It's about Adani, it's about Ambani, it's about whoever owns ABP, it's about the Puris. I mean, look, it's about Subhash Goyal and I don't even mention, because they've all come to parliament on BJP tickets, So what does this mean? This means more and more people have to go and call them out. There's no use calling out some editor, senior editor, or some associate editor there, or one anchor. Kya hoga? That's where I left out the Jains. I mean, look what Samir Jain and Vineet Jain have done. And I have full respect for them in what they've done to the amplification of the Indian media, but they've made this into a retail outlet, and there's all this communal passion and the way they do it, and it's not only them. I mean, look at somebody like ANI. I mean, what are they up to? What are they up to? So we're talking about media. Media is only one part of it. What about the other institutions? Parliament, I hate to say this, but even there are like parliament junkies, hardcore, passionate people like me. It's dangerous. But there is hope. I see June 4th, 2024, whatever the result, this India bloc will have to keep at it, irrespective of the result. I'm not here to predict the result, but this is not a promotion for a product, which you launch a product and you do 4 months, 5 months promotion. Sorry, I'm using an advertising analogy because I spent some time in advertising. This is a long term, and the BJP are beatable.
But do you think that there is cohesion still? I know you're one of the biggest champions as far as the India bloc is concerned. You were so happy when the name came out. There was a lot of buzz. Do you think that initial buzz is still there?
In Bengal, we are the India bloc. I'm not saying this with any arrogance. When I say we are the India bloc in Bengal, we have to take on the BJP in Bengal. I won't say anything beyond that about the India bloc beyond Bengal. I will talk about that after June the 4th. But for the Ramlila meeting which was here, Mamta Di and had the opening. She had the opening of the campaign in Bengal there. She didn't want to change that date. In fact, it was my colleague Mahua Moitro's seat. So if she had changed the date, it would have been misconstrued. Abhishek had a rally that day. So I came. So I don't want to make any comment on the India bloc. Now the focus is whoever is in the India bloc, go and defeat the BJP. But in Bengal, as I say, we are the India bloc. So we have to take on the Congress, we have to take on the CPM, and we have to take on the BJP.
So besides this experiment, besides the seat sharing, of course, that was always going to be complicated. What are the other ways that there is cohesion, there is a little bit of camaraderie or learning from each other or borrowing from each other besides the seat sharing?
Seat sharing is crucial. Our point which we were making from June was there has to be seat sharing because eventually you're fighting elections. We are very clear, we're not an NGO.
Okay.
So seat sharing karna tha. Abhi seat sharing, and the seat sharing has to be done with the real numbers. Tomorrow, we are telling you confidently that when it comes to Bengal, we will take on the BJP and we will do our best. So that's what I'm saying. The less we talk about the India, but I think the India bloc on a broader picture, if I were to summarize it in 3 words, that's on my t-shirt. It's not just the India bloc, because India we think is a great name, but these are the issues, and I really want to tell you from deep down. I mean, somebody like me, this is my 20th year in politics. I'm fighting now, yes, for Trinamool, yes, for India bloc, but I think all of us are fighting for, if you want to eat chicken at home, and I want to eat beef at home, and somebody else wants to eat vegetarian food without garlic at home, I'm cool with all. You can't tell me what to eat, who to love. These are basic issues. I was before I came here today, 2 of my colleagues were just sworn into the Rajya Sabha. And 10 of them were there sworn in today. And after the oath, as part of the oath, there were slogans being added to the oath. Can you imagine an oath in Parliament, and after that, and nobody's saying anything? I happen to be there. The presiding officer immediately has to alert you and say that we have removed those last 3 words or 4-word slogan. You have to remove the slogan. I mean, I do the slogan, and I can't, after taking the oath, I can't after that add a slogan. These slogans were being added. We had to point out, and then the slogans got removed. So these are the kind of, imagine a place like Parliament when MPs, I'm not talking about rookie MPs even, 6 months, 9 months, I'm talking about seasoned MPs with a lot of grey. If we feel intimidated, that is serious, and so this is happening across. It is happening in the lift of your apartment building. It is happening everywhere. And it has seeped in so deeply through advertorials and through other subliminal messaging.
When since we are talking about MPs in the Parliament, when was that breaking point that you saw, or has it been so gradual that we haven't realized? Because one very clear image that I remember is you jumping over literally the benches of the House and then gasping and trying to report what is happening when the agricultural bill was just rammed through.
The farmer bill, I think, was the breaking point. The farmer bill was we always knew it was coming. But the farmer bill was the breaking point, and young India needs to understand what exactly happened. Of course, 1 year later, these same guys who rammed through that bill, which became an act, had to withdraw the bill and had to withdraw the act. Here's how it works. The opposition must have its say. The opposition must have its say, and the government will have its way because the government have got the number. So when those farm bills came, we all spoke, etc. Then, for those of you who are watching Deshbhakt YouTube channel, would want to know what happens after that. After that, so BJP have the numbers, or presume they have the numbers. Then what happens? Any one member, only one member can just put up her hand or his hand and say, I want a division. In other words, I want a vote. So mine was the first notice, and that also I gave a notice on that. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 members who individually asked, we're sitting there looking away, like this, looking away. Then what happens? So those bills were passed without a division. So we didn't get a chance to follow the rule book. Then what do? You know, all people ask me sometimes, oh, Derek, what did you all do in Parliament? You stay thick. By the way, I never ever told a rule book in Parliament. I did this. Anyway, what are you all doing? What do you do? What do you do? So that was the tipping point. Parliament failed. We as MPs failed. What can you do? We can't burn Parliament down. So we did what we could do. Then the farmers didn't fail. They hit the streets. And the same arrogant Modi had to backpedal. There are many, many instances, but the biggest, I'll give you another little instance, not little, from 2016 in the Parliament of India, opposition has not had a single notice accepted for a 267. These are things not done, and young men and women in college, or I meet them on the plane, they said, you know, I said, what do you like? Oh, sir, when we go to Dubai, we feel so proud. We feel so proud about our country. And I met these two lovely ladies chatting with me. Proud about the country. Yes, Mr. Modi makes us very proud. I said, oh, really good. So you'll vote for who? We'll vote for BJP. I said, good. Have you thought about it? Has he been to Manipur? Oh, sir, this is the point. When I give him the numbers about the 4 out of every 10 graduates are unemployed, national household savings are the lowest they've been in 50 years. See, these are the issues. But I always believe that if your product is actually weak or not good, all the hype and advertising at one point वो फुस हो जाएगा in the long run. In Bengal, we have a very simple proposition for these elections, not complicated. We have Modi guarantee and we have Didi guarantee. And we taking to the people of Bengal, Modi guarantee is this, fail. Didi guarantee promised you 1,000 rupees into your bank account every month, done. Swasthya Sathi card, done. In the name of the owner of the house, done. IT, people don't talk. They say Bengal. What is happening in Bengal? You want to talk about Sandesh Khali? Or you want to... Bengal, 1,000 software companies, Reliance, Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, ITC, L&T, Mindtree, Wipro, Cognizant, IBM. Who isn't in Bengal? 2.6 lakh direct employment by IT companies, 22 IT parks, and 200 acres of a silicon hub. People in Bengal know about this. The young people in Bengal know about this. But this is not the story which will make the 9 o'clock news.
So I'll tell you once one of your quotes that did make the 9 o'clock news is, and we'll talk about the Bengal statistics also. When you said, Arey Derek, what are you doing in Parliament? To also, Derek, what are you doing? 100% dictatorship. That made headlines when you said about this government. So I'll read
my quote.
Yeah. 100% dictatorship. Derek O'Brien slams centre as Delhi police detains TMC leaders. TMC staged a protest outside the Election Commission office, demanded the replacement of the heads of central agencies and the income tax department. Do you think it's 100% dictatorship?
No.
Or getting there?
No. I don't believe it's 100% dictatorship. We're getting there. If it was 100%, see, I like to think this through always from the media point of view. Okay, this is 100% dictatorship. This government still doesn't have the be blank, 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 blank. And sometimes we need to use this language. And this government doesn't have the be blank, 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 blank to pick up Akash, Banerjee and Deshbhakt, because I've driven to Noida to do an interview with him. Dare they touch you?
Why are you giving ideas?
No, listen to me. Dare they touch you, I can tell you, every party of the India alliance, whether they have seat sharing or not seat sharing, we are fighting for this. So BJP should not have the mistaken notion that seat sharing has not worked out. So the fight is not over. Where are challenges? Our challenge is to say that the share of the educated youth among all unemployed is 66%. These are the issues. Jobs are the issues.
Derek, the point is, I know of this, we know of this on the channel, we talk about it, but do you think that these issues have been translated into actionable slogans, actionable influencing aspects on the ground to the common voter?
Good question. I can talk to you about All India Trinamool Congress, and I'll go back to that. And I told you the Modi guarantee versus the zero.
So Bengal, you are 100% sure that these are the topics that are being discussed on the streets?
Absolutely. These are the topics we're discussing on the streets. I can't tell. We are fighting a couple of seats in Assam. Okay, I can't tell you what is being discussed. I don't pretend that what is being discussed in Madhya Pradesh or Uttar Pradesh. The Congress is taking on the BJP in many states, and I'm sure they would have thought this through and delivered, because you have to take them on. See, this BJP, you have to realize when you fight the BJP, you got to take this party seriously. Okay, we are hungry. We are the so-called what, regional party, or we are the third largest party. But we were here for 24 hours in Delhi. What did we do? We went to the election commission. What do you normally do? After that you come and you address a press conference. Then we went and sat in Dharna. What happens in 45 minutes? We packed up and went away. No! You got to fight these guys. You have to fight them. Because if you don't fight them, then they either do the match fixing. Look at the list of people who've joined the BJP. It is, I mean, I see those people in parliament. Some of them, I have to say, were friends of mine. I can only say, and I tell them this, and I think I should share with you. I tell these guys who've done this, who've jumped. I don't mind if you jump. You jump from the Congress, you go to the NCP. You jump from Trinamool, you go to ideologically. But the other guys, I've told them, honestly, and I don't normally like to share private conversation on a public medium, but I must. One of them came, here, shaking hands with everybody. Can you? I said, I can't. If, I'm not going to give you his name, if there is a death in your family, be rest assured I will call and text you to condole with you. If there's a death in my family, I'd expect a text from you to condole with me. That's it, nothing in between. Somebody had to look into his eyes and tell him this. You can't be hanging around after that and having chai, and there's no central hall also in parliament. Can you believe there's no central hall in parliament? You know, I mean, it's almost like telling you and your wife and your two kids, it's the same. That listen, हाँ सब ठीक है, लेकिन ये डाइनिंग रूम हटा दो, because in dining room we are sitting as a family. That's how serious taking away central hall is, because there's no place to sit. It's like a Holiday Inn cafe or coffee shop. Holiday Inn बोला ना, ठीक है, Holiday Inn ही है, हाँ. Marriott भी नहीं है. Can you imagine there's no central hall? What is central hall? Lok Sabha one side, Rajya Sabha one side. You come over, doesn't matter which political party you're from. I'm sorry. Your son passed away. Give the guy a hug. Doesn't matter which party he's from. Modi doesn't want all this. Basic courtesy, basic decency. Nobody's talking today about demonetization. 45 minutes after he made the announcement, Mamata Banerjee put out a tweet, withdraw this decision. What did he say? Humko 50 din do. What is this figure? He likes the 50s. 50 din, 56 inch, all in the 50s. Okay. Even the Bengal thing, 200 jitega, 50 hi jita. So I don't know what his obsession with all these numbers. But on a serious note, look what he did for demonetization. We don't talk about it. Do they talk one word about smart cities? Ganga. Look at the pollution statistics of the Ganga. So this is a long event. It is not, it's only doing one thing. It's doing this event and it's killing the heart and soul of here. I'm really sorry to tell you. You live in Noida. I spent a few days. Last night I was shocked. Listen, you can order whatever you want from any restaurant. Don't eat if you don't want. The way the eating habits, you know, and the way they kind of, I actually, they appeal to the Hindu, so-called Hindu voter. That is also trash. Bengal, then BJP, everybody in Bengal should be winning all the seats in Bengal. There are 27% minority vote in Bengal. Who are the other 78% voting for? That's also a myth. You know, all Hindus vote for BJP. No.
What would you like to tell the Hindu voters this time in 2020?
I would like to tell all the voters, why only the Hindu voter? We don't look at it like a Hindu voter, Muslim voter. See the guy's track record, what has he delivered? You just have to look at his track record. Only feel good is the track record. Only feel good is the track record.
But that's a very powerful agent.
Which one?
Feel good.
Yes.
Sab kuch changa. See, can you deny that? As a politician,
Absolutely.
Can you deny
No.
feel good is a very potent political...
Not only as a politician, as somebody who's been in communication for a long while, feel good is great. It's a great promise to make. It's a great proposition. There are political parties who are dead serious on this issue. We have to, because, and I'm being specific, we have to remove Modi. Because the BJP without Modi, and you have to give credit where it's due, today if there's an assembly election in Bengal, say assembly is coming up in 2 years, okay, we will annihilate them. Mamata Banerjee is on the ticket. We got 210, 220 out of, we'll be in that region.
With or without Modi? Annihilate them with or without Modi?
But Modi is not on the ticket on an assembly.
But his influence is...
On the assembly, he has lost that influence.
Okay.
So if I was sitting here and saying Modi has no influence on a parliamentary election, that would be hogwash. Obviously, his name on the ticket has an influence. That influence was at a time also on the state ticket.
Correct.
That has changed.
For Bengal.
Karnataka, good example.
Okay.
Karnataka is a good example, so it doesn't work. That transfer vote doesn't work. Bengal, he could never transfer. Karnataka is a very, very good example of what happened. You get a strong leader of it. What will happen in Tamil Nadu? Some political strategists are getting very excited that what in Tamil Nadu, BJP will get 10-12% of the vote. Yeah, they'll get 10-12% of the vote.
I agree with the fact that whenever there is a credible face, I mean, even in Delhi, I think that's one of the reasons why they are very upset with the Aam Aadmi Party. But the fact is that as far as this election is concerned, when people are saying Aayega to Modi, he 400 plus, do you see that that is also...
Firstly, the slogan is not a cock and bull. See, you got to take, these guys are all playing mahal banana hai. Amit Shah, mahal banana hai.
Politics, allowed hai. Haan.
मैं बंगाल में आया माहौल बनाना है इसके बाद 200 पार 2021 200 में क्या हुआ मिला है 65
ठीक है
so that is the if you look at the numbers where is 400 seats first let them get to 270 250 then 273 then you can count from there see it's all very well to create the only very interesting part is they'll keep the stock market also pumped up. So you said, now you had to feel good. The stock market.
300% in 10 years.
Yeah. So now I don't know. I'm not a stock market guy, but I think this stock market heat may be, I don't know, somebody has to coach me on this. Maybe after all this mall, after the stock market will crash even when the BJP. So these are different numbers. All these numbers, it's mind games. It's mind games. Okay. When, I know your camera is set up so I can't like stand up. When Mr. Amit Shah comes and speaks in parliament, nobody tells him anything. Imagine I'm standing, because I don't want to spoil all your camera angles. Like this. This is the body language when he's standing. Hands on his hips. Okay, so you got to give him the body language back. You can't back off. So even if I speak in parliament, I'll speak like this when he's there.
But you'll be suspended as always.
See, listen, suspension and all, everybody knows. I was the first guy who got this time I got suspended. 146 guys of us got. Okay. Why did I get suspended? Or 146 us? Do you know why?
Just asking questions.
No, we were asking for in 2001 was the parliament attack.
Yes, for a discussion. We wanted a
discussion. The last time there was a full-fledged discussion. Prime Minister took part, Foreign Minister took part, Home Minister took part. Which government? Not Congress, not Trinamool. BJP government. When that unfortunate attack happened.
Correct.
It was a 2-day discussion. My notice, I was the first notice, there were many other notices my colleagues gave, was asking for a discussion on this attack, by the way, which happened inside the house. Sorry, not allowed. So the other question we have to ask is, all the people in high constitutional posts, how do they sleep at night? I have no idea how these people in high constitutional posts sleep at night. This is the problem. But I have hope. And the hope is that all of us who are fighting for one day in 1975 and 1977, did anybody ever think that Indira Gandhi would be defeated? I am a boy from Bengal. No more a boy, but a man from Bengal. 1977 to 2011, I joined Mamatadi in 2004. It's impossible. If you told somebody, they'll think you're like one loony. If they tell them that there'll be 0 seats. This time parliament election is coming in Bengal. 2024, CPM is going to get 0 seats. That's a given. Could you predict this even in the 1990s? You couldn't. So whatever goes up, comes down.
So, my final question before we, of course, go to issues of Bengal also. I understand there is this desire to fight. I understand that there is creeping dictatorship that we are witnessing at this point of time. My question and you can call it a little bit of a grouse as somebody who wants to see a strong opposition and a strong government in this country, because I think both are important. Is there a game plan? And I'm not talking only about Bengal, because you're always avoiding that question by saying I can only talk about TMC and Bengal. Is there a game plan that India bloc has to counter this? I'm not even saying win or lose. I'm saying counter this whole talk of 350, 400, absolute brutal majority.
So then I'm not the right person to ask that question. I'm not even authorized to answer that question, because our entire focus is to take the BJP on in 42 seats in Bengal.
Okay.
Everything else for me is not our job. What the Congress party is going to do in Karnataka, we wish them well, to fight the BJP in Karnataka. And obviously we have a lot of interest in Delhi because our friends from the Aam Aadmi party are in Delhi. So what the Congress and they'll all have to fight. Every single waking moment now is for the seven phases in Bengal. Last time they told us it was COVID. You know, they'll try and do everything, but this combination, Mamata Banerjee, Abhishek Banerjee, they're leading the campaign. People ask me who led the campaign of BJP in 2021. 2 people led it, Modi and Shah, and they lost.
But there's violence in Bengal. That is why it's 7 phase. What do you say to that then? There's violence. There's always been political violence in Bengal. Bengal is highest political violence. That is why 7 phase. How do you counter that?
I'll counter that with a little statistic. Which party is in power in Tripura? BJP. 81% of seats in Tripura during the Panchayat elections, 81% no contest. There was no contest, there were only BJP candidates. This political violence story is again a BJP spin after the results. They were desperately looking for a story because, you know, when we used to be in school and college, we had a nice fun expression we would use. We took their pants off. In Bengal, we took the pants off. Amit Shah and Modi, you know, when Modi last came to Bengal after 2021, his next 2021 May, he came for the campaign. 22, 23, 24, now he's come again for the campaign. So that's why when you asked me about T-shirt, Bharat, all that, my focus, our focus is 42 seats. We went to the election commission, we spent 24 hours in jail, it's back to the 42 seats. But the issue of NIA, CBI, ID, all these IT, this is not for only Trinamool. This is for everybody. Mr. Kejriwal in jail, Mr. Hemant Soren in jail. Let me tell you, on the 21st or 26th, there's an alliance meeting happening, I think in Jharkhand.
Okay.
We'll send somebody there. I mean, I haven't said this before, but we will send, because our focus has to be that. Because if everybody plays and wins their own match in the league, then the end result will be very good. Then you'll know by the 4th of June who's screwed it up.
Okay, final question on this one then.
Bolo.
Who's playing well in this league right now?
Who's playing well? See, I'm not a commentator, nor am I one of these, what do you call it? Shoot a minute, shoot a bite a minute. I'm in a political party.
Okay.
So my who's playing well? I think the way what we've seen, the seat arrangements and the way they're going in Tamil Nadu, and if I know a little about my friends in Tamil Nadu, they cannot vote for BJP. That is straight out. Obviously, DMK cannot win all the seats because they're only fighting 22 or 23 seats, so they'll win. I think Tamil Nadu looks like a washout. Okay. Kerala, I don't think BJP can get any seat. Okay. In Telangana, I was there for the swearing-in ceremony. That also looks like nothing much for BJP. So in all this hoopla, the question which we have to think when we are parroting these idiotic statements of them, Charso and all that, is where will they gain seats? I can tell you on your show, they can't gain seats in Bengal. They will lose seats. And this is a parliament election, so this is obviously Trinamool is even stronger when Trinamool fights the assembly election. But here, we will gain, they will lose. So the other alliances, I don't know. I'm sure the Maharashtra, I mean, look what BJP have done in Maharashtra. I mean, we have to find the term. Washing machine is a very good, it's a good example of white goods. You know, there's a positive feeling about, this is like a washing machine, I don't know, version 2060, the way they do it. This is serious stuff. And how do those guys go into parliament? Or it's like immediate.
Okay. So we've discussed national politics and
I forgot to wear no, your operative cameraman and your producer would not like this because it'll spoil the lighting. But I made this. I made this cap actually for one of these days. It's quite nice actually.
Yes. I think you got the message across.
So lots of you who are watching, who wrote the line for this? Okay, not me. But this is a famous Indian, highly respected. But I can tell you, I'm sworn by oath not to disclose the name. Her name.
Her name.
Yes. So maybe you can run for the Deshbhakt, and I thought for the Deshbhakt also I've written a book, Who Cares About Parliament? So I want to leave 10 copies of the book with you. Who cares about Parliament? You find it your best way to give out those 10 copies of Who Cares About Parliament. The first one I wrote was Inside Parliament. The second one I wrote was Who Cares About Parliament? So my younger brother, Barry said, Derek, I have a suggestion. Who cares about parliament title? में कुछ गड़बड़ है. Who cares about parliament के बाद एक question mark करो.
Okay.
So I said, why question mark? He said, no. I said, no, it's who cares about
Who
parliament.
cares about parliament?
So the next one should be who murdered parliament.
Or the next one is what is the parliament? But anyways, huh? So, okay.
No, I keep coming back to parliament, Akash, because after all, it's parliament, na? What we learned in our school books and our civic books, it's about parliament. And if parliament has been butchered like this, तो बाकी क्या रह गया?
Okay. So now that we've discussed national politics, I can't let you go without discussing Bengal politics as well. And it seems that the attack that you have mounted has got a response, maybe I would say a disproportionate response, because I see, especially the BJP IT cell, spend a lot of time talking about Bengal, especially the IT cell head. And one of the charges that is leveled is, what are you guys talking? I mean, in the same way that you said BJP is no one to talk about corruption, and look at the examples. They are saying, why is TMC talking about democracy? Look at how democracy is completely finished in Bengal, and look at how authoritarian it is in Bengal.
Who says this?
Amit Malviya.
Who's that?
BJP IT head.
Then I'll have to give you one of our boys called Shudeep Raha. He works in the IT cell of our team. Okay, he'll respond to whoever this gentleman is. Why do you want me as the parliamentary party leader of the All India Trinamool to respond to somebody you quote who gets his drafts? I don't know. There's more than all this, there's no democracy in Bengal, this thing, that thing. How many campaigns have Mr. Modi come? He's come for 6 campaigns. He's already come for 6 meetings. Mr. Amit Shah is already coming there for his campaign. They're coming, they're doing their campaigns. These are the same guys, remember, who said, Bengal में पूजा नहीं होता है, Saraswati Lakhi पूजा नहीं होता है. The same Modi and Shah have to come and see the Durga Puja carnival.
Correct.
The Durga Puja carnival, I talked to you about IT and how we are doing our own silicon hub, or how Bengal is #1 MSME. We have the most MSME for women also. We have all those numbers. But look at the Durga Puja festival. It's a money spinner. It goes on for 1 week. United Nations has recognized it. And what were these guys saying 3 years ago?
So why is it? And
all this, you see, you guys also, may I say, some IT cell head of BJP says something, and talk to me about Modi, talk to me about Shah, because unfortunately all the other ministers also, they are all, what should I say, they are lampposts on the streets of Delhi.
Okay, let's talk about the stuff that you wanted to talk about. Naina Ghansai is saying, why has West Bengal been left behind in every parameter, be it per capita income, industrialization or state GDP? West Bengal has underperformed. What has TMC done so far to improve it? This is the question.
Very good. The lady is not from Bengal. The lady who has asked this question is not from Bengal.
Okay.
But it's since the lady has asked the question, Bengal is 1% better than the national GDSP. 6.3, 7.3 or 7.2, maybe 0.1 this way, that way. Bengal is 1% better. Bengal on these issues is way better than the national average. These are the real numbers. Yes, where Bengal will improve, because we inherited a debt burden, so there the per capita income, that is a challenge. And what is the biggest challenge? Since we are talking numbers, we'll talk numbers. Yeah. Bengal has paid the union government 4,60,000 crores. Repeat, 4,60,000 crores. The union government has held up 1,60,000 crores.
Even now?
No one talks about this. Manrega as per the act. You want to talk serious stuff, I'll talk away from the politics, serious. Manrega, away from the act. You're supposed to pay in 15 days. 7,000 crores held up. We asked. I'm willing to concede that out of 100% compliance would have been about 99.98%. What we said, hold it up for that 0.2, baki clear, money not cleared. What does the government do? Finally, Mamata Banerjee announces, in January, from March 1, money will go into your bank account. From March 1, money is going into the bank accounts. That's the only way. This is the federal structure. We have to fight bullshit federalism. The first time I'm using this term with no offense meant to, but I think this, because we've used all these soft terms, you know. Oh, they say cooperative federalism. We say no, it's bullshit federalism. And I feel sad to say this, because the man who's the Prime Minister was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. The man who's the Home Minister was the Home Minister of Gujarat. Never mind, he popped somebody off at what we see in the courts about who was popped off while walking in a park. I'm not getting it there. But these are the numbers. Manrega, these are the numbers. Awas Yojana, here on your program, will anyone from the BJP counter my statement, which I'm going to make now, is from 2021, the time you BJP guys got humiliated in the elections in Bengal. Here's my challenge. You have not given 1 rupee to Bengal for Manrega and for Awas. Forget about 1,000 crores. You have not given 1 rupee. That's my charge. Counter it.
Okay. And as far as, so that's an open counter. The other thing, and again, I'm going back to the issue of perception. What the national media reports does create a perception. Would you agree with that? It's a very powerful medium. Digital may try, independent media may try, but the national media shapes a very important perception.
No, I don't agree.
Not anymore?
No, I don't agree, because I'll tell you why. I come from a state party. We may call us we come from there. So what is the national media? Forget about creating a perception. Okay, I've used the word bullshit about federalism, and I'll use bullshit again now. The bullshit which comes out as opinion polls. You please show us some of the opinion polls run by some of the channels. You see what the opinion poll said in 2021 about Bengal. BJP 152, Trinamool 135. Some guys said BJP 144, Trinamool. Where did we reach? We reached 220, they reached 60. So if you do the stuff on the ground, I couldn't care less. This so-called, I won't even call them what are the national media? No.
Legacy.
The legacy media, or the media based out of NCR or Noida or whatever you want to call them. I think Ravish.
Film City media.
I mean, Ravish, I asked him once, do you get the credit for this term?
Godi media.
Godi media. So I said, boss, yeah. So I think Godi media is a good term. It's like the bullshit federalism. You see, we have to break those things. I'll say, Derek O'Brien, क्या बोला? बच्चा program देख रहा है Bonvita. ये Bonvita quiz नहीं है. ये अभी Bonvita quiz का दिन खत्म हो गया.
Okay.
So my mother said it better actually. BULLSH1T. That's the best way to say it. BULLSH1T. BULLSH1T media, BULLSH1T federalism, BULLSH1T Modi guarantee.
Amongst the
coffee खत्म हो गया.
So we
और coffee नहीं चाहिए.
We will have another
interview लेकिन खत्म हो गया.
नहीं.
But now I will be rude and let me try this.
Have
so the operative friends.
We shall share.
We shall
part. This is homemade.
So this is the headline. This is the headline. TV, YouTube anchor bribing politician, giving cake.
So, while we might say this shit, the fact is,
BULLSH1T. BULLSH1T.
What do you think then would be the biggest weakness that the opposition is exploiting as far as Bengal is concerned? Because every other day you've had these so many scams, the job scam, the teacher scam, the education scam. Are you admitting to that fact that there has been a plethora of these scams that have come out?
These are trainees. These are trainees. When you come to Vyapam, when you come to electoral bond and the way ED and IT have been used, when you come to the Assam Chief Minister scam, when you come to Ajit Pawar, when you come to all the rest of them, These are trainees. This is kindergarten stuff. This is all kindergarten stuff. And the best, this is kindergarten. You know, this is absolute crazy. Today, the publishing world, the media world, these are all the ways this has been, the way this has been engineered. And don't get me wrong, the biggest problem about the electoral bond is how it was used by the BJP. Because then you tell me, no, you also got 1,000 crores. Yes, we got, but we don't have the ED or the CBI. Our system is very simple. We followed the rules.
No, because this has been asked. Why is the TMC is also benefiting? So what's wrong?
No, they're benefiting. We followed the Act of Parliament. Act of Parliament said you can get bonds. We could book bonds.
The BJP also got bonds.
No, ED and CBI. You use the ED and the CBI to arm twist. Look at the links they have found. And the real smart guys, the really big boys, their names you won't even find there. Because that would have done this way.
Okay.
So we're not going there. So we follow the rules. But I mean, you know, it's like we've had a conversation. We've discussed corruption. What about dynasty? You can have a full debate on dynasty. BJP is more dynastic party than anybody else.
They do point fingers
We
at
talk about
Abhishek.
opposition. You'll talk about what did Mamata Banerjee say, what did Kejriwal say, what did Hemant Soren say. Nobody asked any questions about Naveen Patnaik. Naveen Patnaik, the most selfish, I mean, there's a contest here. I'll give you a headline actually. There's a contest. Modi or Patnaik, they are at this level, at the same level of selfishness. He's the most, Modi is like, you know, Modi has a better wardrobe than Naveen Patnaik. But I don't want to get personal, but he does have a better wardrobe than Naveen Patnaik. Naveen Patnaik is the most selfish after Modi in India. Look at his, I mean, where's the ideology? Nothing. Where's Kandamahal? Today, the most damage in India to the Christian minority community has been done, one by Modi, equal Naveen Patnaik, but that's a reason for another story. His focus is, I want to be sitting on the chair of the chief minister till I die. Why you don't discuss, you'll keep talking about Abhishek Banerjee, will he take over? We are the only party in India, one only party in India. We have a chairperson, we have a 2-time MP, soon to become a 3-time MP, who are cohesively running this party. One is 36, the other is in her 60s. You can't discuss dynasty with, or who next after Naveen Patnaik. So these are the soft guys who everyone says, oh, very sweet. No. Equally to blame. He is an ally of BJP. Not even in the closet. I had to use 1 minute to talk about Naveen Patnaik, because otherwise everybody in the media, or even he stays out of the media. You see? He stays out of the media.
Yeah. Okay. Finally then, before we wrap it up, final thoughts on where we are headed in the next 50 days. You seem to be very confident that June 4th is going to be good news for democracy, good news for the TMC, while people who are seeing stuff on the ground and seeing the kind of hold that the party has, they are saying that 350 is a possibility. But you're saying that that's not.
See, I'm not a.
No, I'm not discussing numbers here.
I'm not a psephologist, but I do want to say that this T-shirt is not just a slogan. So actually, it's not BJP versus TMC. It's not BJP versus Aam Aadmi Party. It's not BJP versus DMK. This is the bigger one. So my only appeal can be is that if you find that you're fighting the BJP, choose whoever that candidate is who has the best chance of defeating the BJP. Call it India Alliance, call it this, call it Jack, call it Jill. No, this is the way to go. And in politics, June 4th is only a beginning. Whatever be the result. Because the basic in politics is, what are we all in politics for? At least I did my quizzing. Today, the big kick in politics, for me, being with Mamata Banerjee and this energy of an Abhishek, is that one book. And I don't want to sound extra philosophical. It's that one book. And that's the Constitution. which makes it possible for a man with some bloody Irish surname, because my great-grandfather came from Cork in Ireland and married a Bengali Hindu woman and he was a Christian, still who grew up in Calcutta and had first language Bengali, can still be a part of this great parliamentary democracy which is Parliament. To me, that is huge. And at least I know, even after 13 years in Parliament and 20 years in politics, I'm still happy that I can drive down to Noida, be with this guy Akash and his lovely wife, who may have quit their jobs in some media, big network channel, to come and do stuff with a crew because they believe in what they want to say independently. And I think we are doing a small job, Akash, because we are in Parliament. I have much more time, respect, and admiration for those of you guys who don't get government housing to stay in Delhi, or who don't get a personal security guard to look after you guys, or who don't, your kids go to school, and I really mean it. You are the guys who are fighting at the forefront. We'll be with you all the way.
Thank you. And any last message for voters as they go into the booth?
Modi guarantee, zero warranty. Modi guarantee, zero warranty. BULSHIT, Modi guarantee, zero warranty.
Derek, always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Deshbhakt.